In the year 165, Demetrius II, the son of Demetrius I, left Crete and arrived in Syria, the land of his ancestors. When King Alexander heard about this, he was worried and returned to Antioch, the capital of Syria. Demetrius reappointed Apollonius governor of Greater Syria. Apollonius raised a large army, set up camp near Jamnia, and sent the following message to Jonathan, the high priest. Because of you, I am being ridiculed. But why do you, there in your mountains, continue this rebellion when no one supports you? If you really have any confidence in your army, come down here on the plain and fight, where we can test each other's strength. Study the situation, and you will find that I have the support of the forces from the cities. You will learn who I am and who our allies are, and you will discover that you have no chance of standing against us. Your predecessors have already been beaten twice on their own ground. So, how do you expect to defeat my cavalry and the kind of army I have here on the plain? Down here, there is not so much as a pebble to hide behind and no way to escape. When Jonathan received this message from Apollonius, he became angry. He took 10,000 elite troops from Jerusalem. His brother Simon also brought troops, and their two forces set up camp outside of Joppa. The men of the city refused to let them in because there was a detachment of Apollonius's troops there. But Jonathan attacked, and the men in the city became so frightened that they opened the gates, allowing Jonathan to capture Joppa. When Apollonius heard what had happened, he took 3,000 cavalry and a large army of infantry and pretended to retreat south toward Azotus. However, relying upon the strength of his cavalry, he marched into the plain with his main force, positioning 1,000 cavalry where they could attack Jonathan's forces from the rear. Jonathan continued his pursuit as far as Azotus, where the two armies met in battle. Not until then did Jonathan realize that he was caught in an ambush. His army was surrounded, and enemy arrows rained down on them from morning until evening. But Jonathan's men stood firm as he had ordered, and the attacking cavalry grew tired. Then, when the cavalry was exhausted, Simon appeared on the scene with his forces and attacked and overwhelmed the enemy infantry, who broke ranks and fled. The cavalry, which by now was scattered all over the battlefield, fled to Azotus, where they took refuge in the temple of Dagon, their god. But Jonathan set fire to the city and to the temple of Dagon, burning to death all those who had taken refuge there. Then he set fire to the surrounding towns and looted them. That day, about 8,000 were either killed in the battle or burned to death. Jonathan left and set up camp at Ascalon, where the people of the city came out to welcome him with great honors. Jonathan and his men returned to Jerusalem with large quantities of loot. When King Alexander heard what Jonathan had done, he gave him even greater honors. He sent him a gold shoulder buckle, which is given only to those honored with the title relative of the king. He also gave him the city of Ekron and its surrounding territory. The word of the Lord.